Bhagavate Devaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram cha Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Tire Nashtaprayeshu Madreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are continuing with the discussion on Nectar of Instruction, verse number 5. So going further in Prabhupada's purpose, he's talking about different kinds of devotees, Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttamatikari. So he's saying, Prabhupada said that after initiation, devotees, they become disinterested in material enjoyment. And when he becomes so interested, he becomes fit for initiation by the spiritual master. For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam prescribes tapsa brahmacharena samena cha damena cha. When a person is serious about accepting diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of the mind and body. If one is so prepared and is desirous of receiving spiritual enlightenment, divyam jnanam, he is fit for being initiated. Yes, here Prabhupada is saying he is fit for being initiated, but in the beginning days, he himself gave initiation to devotees. And after initiation, he said, okay, by the way, you also have to chant rounds every day and you have to follow these principles every day. They didn't even know even before initiation. But that was, yes, in the beginning it was required, but now, yes, more strict principles should be there. Divyam Jnanam is technically called Tad Vigyan, or knowledge about the Supreme. Tad means about him. Tad Vijnanartham Saguru Meva Abhigachet. When one is interested in the transcendental subject matter of the absolute truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam also prescribes Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. When one is actually interested in the transcendental science of the absolute truth, he should approach a spiritual master. So, Diksha, yes, one has to take Diksha from a bona fide Vaishnava, spiritual master, coming in Parampara, but there are some qualities of the disciples also. He should be ready, he should be actually interested in the transcendental science of the absolute truth. Not out of peer pressure one takes Diksha, or out of fashion one takes Diksha, ki humne bhi guru bana liye. No, one should be interested in making spiritual advancement. And then one should approach a proper guru. And in fact, one should actually wait for the proper guru, not jump into it, because it's a serious matter. One should wait. There's so many other instructions Prabhupada is giving, and Prabhupada gives more qualities about Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttamatikari, Uttam Bhakta. One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instructions, nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. Many times this also happens, that I'll get some spiritual name and I'll look cool and I can get prashadam first in the line because I'm initiated now, and I don't know, so many other ideas are there. But that should not be the matter. That should not be the purpose of taking initiation. One must be jigyasu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. And not just one must be jigyasu, the spiritual master also should quench his thirst for spiritual growth with this perfect scriptural answers. The inquiries one makes should strictly pertain to transcendental science, jigyasu shreya uttamam. The word uttamam refers to that which is above material knowledge. Tama means the darkness of this material world, and ut means transcendental. So uttamam means transcendental, above this material darkness. That kind of inquiries and those kind of answers should be there. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about mundane subject matters. But when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated. When one is actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, and when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as a Madhyam Adhikari. So that is Prabhupada's definition of Madhyam Adhikari. I mean, of course, it's based on the scriptures, but earlier it was said that one who makes distinctions, right? Ishwar tadadineshu palisheshu dvisha suja. And that he makes difference, which discriminates between Lord, he has relationship of prema, and with devotees as Maitri. For innocent people, he is Kripalu, he shows mercy. And for envious, he just ignores them completely, upeksha. But here also, Prabhupada gives some more characteristic. When one is actually initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, and when he seriously engages in the service of the Lord, he should be accepted as a monk. No, in the service of the Lord, that doesn't mean everybody is going to take Brahman Diksha and go on the altar and serve the deities. No. Of course, that's also service of the Lord, but service of the Lord is engaging in any of the 9 Navda Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Bhatim, all come in the process of, this is all service of the Lord. Further, Prabhupada says, the chanting of the holy names of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants a Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly, now there are 10 offenses and there's a one bonus offense that we have to avoid. Carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no difference between the holy name of the Lord and the Lord himself. He can gradually be elevated. He can certainly be gradually elevated. So it's, first of all, the elevation, the advancement is gradual, it is slow. But if he avoids these 10, and Prabhupada also gave an 11th offense, then one can think of making progress. Otherwise, no way one can make progress. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by neophyte devotees. And then he has become a Madhyam Adhikari. And he should be respected by newcomers. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate for advancement in Krishna. Very, very important words for all of us. Until we chant the holy names of the Lord offenselessly, we cannot make advancement. There is no such thing, oh, you can make me advance by your mercy, aapki kripa nahi mil rahi, and this or that. Or I have traveled all over, I have read so many books, and I have done so much of work. Everything is good, but this is a barometer. Without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly, one cannot be a proper candidate. So far that I know of, there might be other devotees, I don't know. but there was one devotee in Vrindavan, Prabhupada disciple. During the time of Prabhupada, he was serving in the deity kitchen. And he had so much of service without any help that he had no time for chanting. Every day from early morning till night, he was cooking and cleaning in the temple kitchen. So he approached Prabhupada. And Prabhupada told him, okay, you are the only one, because you have so much of service, you can avoid chanting your japa. I'll take care of it. Something like that. So he was the only one who was given this exemption. But that's all I know of. Otherwise, chanting is a must. And that too, not just chanting, offenseless chanting. In Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhante Leela said, Yahara Komal Shraddha se Kanishta Jan, Krame Krame Teno Bhakta Haibe Uttam. Krame, gradual. One whose faith is soft and pliable is called a neophyte. Soft and pliable means it can be bent anywhere. Okay, today you're chanting Hare Krishna, tomorrow you can chant some other mantra and then go to some other person. He's a neophyte. He has no faith in Guru and the scriptures. But by gradually following the process, he will rise to the platform of a first-class devotee. Krame krame tenu bhakta haive. So this is the process. Just following the process, whatever Prabhupada has given. Everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage. But if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttam Adhikari. So, prescribed number of rounds of Harinam or Hare Krishna mantra. So, yes, for us, minimum 16 rounds is mentioned. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said 64 rounds. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj also said 64 rounds. Just Prabhupada, because of his mercy and because of his seeing what kind of followers he has, that they cannot come to the level of 64 rounds. He came down to 16 rounds minimum. But we don't have to stick to 16 rounds minimum. We can always go higher. There's no restriction now that no, you cannot go higher. Yes, not going lower, that's for sure, but we can go higher. The Krishna consciousness movement prescribes 16 rounds daily because people in the Western countries cannot concentrate for long periods while chanting one beats. However, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that unless one chants at least 64 rounds of japa, 100,000 names, he is considered fallen, patita. According to his calculation, practically every one of us is fallen. Because we are trying to serve the Supreme Lord with all seriousness and without duplicity, we can expect the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's famous as Patit Pavan, the deliverer of the fallen. So it's not like we try to chant 16 rounds, that too with offenses, and if we have some free time, we do some other activities, some jalpa, prajalpa, then it's not right. So best is try to increase the number of rounds. So at least then our 16 rounds will be good. We don't have to sit down in one go and chant all 64 rounds. No need to. Like 16 rounds also, we don't have to sit down in one go and try to chant. But these are something bare minimum requirements. And also, we have to understand one thing. It's not that by my chanting 16 rounds, even if I try to chant offenselessly, I'm going to make progress. No way. We are going to make progress only by getting the mercy of Krishna, by mercy of Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, mercy of Purvarti Gurus, mercy of Prabhupada. When they see we are sincerely trying to fulfill their orders. So not by my chanting, like Gaur Govind Maharaj mentioned that there are many kinds of siddhas. Siddhas means perfect people, perfect in spiritual life. So there are sadhana siddhas, there are kripa siddhas, and there are nitya siddhas. So nitya siddhas mean they're always siddha, they're always perfect. They like Prabhupada, they just come to this material world to preach, to give us bhakti. And then there are sadhana siddhas who become perfect by their own sadhana, by their own uh, following of devotional service principles. But he said, in Kali Yuga, it's practically impossible for anybody to become sadhana siddha. But what is our sadhana? Always disturbed, no attention at all. All we can hope to become is kripa siddha. By mercy of Prabhupada, by mercy of Mahaprabhu, we can become perfect. And that mercy will be there when he sees that we are sincerely attempting to chant our rounds properly, sincerely attempting to do our services properly. Then he will give us mercy. Another example that has been given that, and about this siddhas or perfections, that suppose a child is born in a very, very rich family. So from his birth he is a millionaire. And then another child is born, not born in a rich family, very poor family, but he works hard, he studies, he works hard, opens business, runs business, and he makes $1 million. So he's a millionaire. And then there is a child who's not born in a rich family and who's not really working very hard to make any money and is not at all qualified. But his grandfather dies and he leaves him inheritance of $1 million. So in the end, they all are millionaires. No matter how they became millionaires, they all are millionaires. So this is like siddhas. So one who is born in a rich family, that is like Nitya Siddha, is always millionaire. One who works hard, makes money, he is a sadhana siddha. But then is a third one. He didn't work hard, he is born in a poor family, but his grandfather died and he left $1 million. So he is kripa siddha. So in Kali Yuga, all we can hope to become is kripa siddha. But for that, we have to do our job properly, do our services properly. When Srila Satyaraj Khan, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asked the Lord how a Vaishnava could be recognized, the Lord replied, Prabhu ke hai yaar mukhe shuni ek baar, Krishna naam se pujya shreshta savaka. Now somebody can ask, Srila Satyaraj Khan, that sounds like a Muslim name, but why Satyaraj Khan? So I don't know the details of this devotee, how he got this name. But he, as Professor, a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, asked the Lord, how a Vaishnava could be recognized? The Lord replied this way, if one hears a person say even once the word Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. Once, even once. Actually, this devotees used to go every year to Jagannath Puri to attend Rath Yatra, and for 4 months of Chaturmasya, they would be there with Chaitanya. And every year, these devotees would ask Mahaprabhu that how do we recognize a devotee. So once Mahaprabhu says, simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, once a person is relieved from all reactions of sinful life. So, so he said, if one hears a person say even once the word Krishna or the name Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common. Even if he says it not with love, not out of respect, just maybe somebody might just be out of making fun of name Krishna. He says name Krishna. Even then he should be accepted as the best man, because the name Krishna is actually name of the Supreme Lord. Although the person who's saying it might not have any love for Krishna, but that name Krishna won't come out of his mouth if he has not committed lots of pious activities in the past. That's how it is mentioned. And now does Krishna, Ram, or any other name of Krishna. It's not that they are very much qualified, it's a mercy of Krishna. That anybody, here Mahaprabhu is saying, anybody who has even once said the word Krishna, he should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. And people knowingly, unknowingly, they say these names, whether Krishna, or whether somebody might say, oh, these Hare Krishna, they are just crazy people, they're dancing, chanting on the streets. But he said Hare and Krishna both. Hare means he is addressing Srimati Radharani. Just like we studied about Ajamil. He said Narayan. He wasn't even calling Narayan, he was calling his son who he has named Narayan. But it's a name of the Lord. When he said Narayan, the Vishnu Duta showed up. So name of Krishna, so many people have said all over the world. Like our former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, his name is Mohan. Mohan is there in his name. Cricketer Kapil Dev, Kapil is the name of Lord Kapila. And so many other names, so many celebrities are there. So people are saying these names, means they are chanting the names of the Lord. Knowingly, unknowingly, doesn't matter. It will definitely benefit them. Benefit everybody who chants, says this. Yes, sir.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi, Prabhuji. Damodar, I think, is Krishna, right?
Yeah, but not everybody says full name.
Yeah.
But even saying Narendra, Narendra is also, it's not a primary name, but it's a secondary name of God. Narendra, best among the men.
Yeah.
That's only Krishna. So, and if somebody says his wife's name, Yashomati. So the point is, everybody, anybody can get benefited. And all the IT people, they say, what kind of RAM you got in your computer? Now, RAM is the name of Lord Ram. They are calling RAM, but it's a name of Ram. So this is nothing but the mercy of the Lord. That in his names he has invested all his energies, and anybody knowingly, unknowingly chants this name, he will get benefited. Definitely get benefited. But when he gets to the level of coming to the devotional service, that's a different story. One has to acquire or put in the bank balance of his karma so much of agyat sukriti that he comes in contact with the devotees. And then he can take it up seriously and take it up further. but everybody gets benefited. That's the point. Anyway, we can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, I have just one doubt. Yesterday I was reading in some book, there's a definition given for a Vaishnava. Kanaka Kamini Pratishta Bhagini Chatiyache Yare Sei Tha Vaishnava. So one who has been released from the clutches of the three tigers representing money, woman, and personal ambition is a Vaishnava. And today you gave a very simple definition of a Vaishnava. Even somebody unconsciously chanted Krishna's name even once. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu calls that person a Vaishnava. So how we should see, how we should, this is two extremes.
Yeah, but first of all, I'm not saying anything. It's whatever Prabhupada is saying. I'm just repeating that. And secondly, Vaishnava, but again, there are categories of Vaishnava. Kanishta
Okay.
Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, Uttama. You're talking about Uttama Adhikari, who has no desire of Kanak Kamini, Pratishtha, Bhagini. They run away from that. So that's a Uttama Adhikari.
Acha, this is Uttamadhikari, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this is also the, like, to be called a Vaishnava means like Kanishta only. Even Kanishta is a Vaishnava.
It is a Vaishnava, he's a Vaishnava, and one should, as it says, one should pay obeisances in his mind.
Okay.
Mansadriyeta.
Yeah, that's the verse you're teaching today.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhu.